Hey guys! So as promised, we're going to start with the budget acrylic lines, the more budget friendly stuff. So this isn't just going to be like a normal review because we've all done the acrylic reviews. We know what's good and what's not. What we're going to do with these, I know some of the more inexpensive stuff can be hard to work with, so we're going to see like what out of their colors is workable, what's not, ways you can kind of tinker with it to make it work. Basically, we're going to look for ways to use the cheaper stuff so you don't have to buy super expensive acrylic while you're still learning, maybe save you a little money, see what's usable and what's not, right? And let me just tell you, when I say that I have I have a lot of this stuff waiting to go, let me show you what I mean. Like there's a lot of it. That's just for today's. So, however, for today, we're just going to be doing Beetles. I got 3 sets. I got their pastels. I got their darker colors. It's like browns and grays and blacks. And then there was like a nude pink set. So I got that too. We're just going to do 2 out of each one today because there were 24 jars. Now, the reason that I got these is because Beetles is fairly new to acrylic. However, these sets come with 6 jars in the fairly decent sized. It's 0.6 ounces, and there were 6 jars. It's normally $20. I got them on sale for 10, so I got 6 jars like this for 10 bucks. So I got them all because I figured let's see what we can do, right? So I can already tell you I really like the colors, what I saw. I haven't really used any yet except for a couple of the darker colors, so I know some of it needs a little tweaking, but I think we can work around it. And Beetles is a pretty decent, well-known brand, so I think, I hope anyway, that they are decent colors, at least tolerable, you know what I mean? So these are the pink and nudes right here. These are the darker colors. I just pulled out like one of the grays and the glitter that came with the darker one. And I have some clear here ready to go and some mixing jars and whatever we need to do to make it work, right? So, I also, I'll be doing a few this week because I have a few things coming. Savaland was the start of that, and that was just that was a fail. However, I have the sneaking suspicion that they put cheaper product in that Savaland kit since it was just one of those cheap all-in-one kits. So I ordered some of their standalone acrylic, which was much more expensive, just to see if maybe it's a different product, which I guess either way, that's not okay. Because this is all targeted at beginners because professionals don't really buy the all-in-one kits, you know what I mean? So it's targeted at beginners, and it's still not okay to target it at someone who will either A, think that they're doing something wrong and not know the difference, or B, just not know the difference that it's bad product and, learn the wrong way. So either way, that's not okay, but we're going to see what the actual case is. And if it's a fail, it's a fail, but I'm going to give them a fair chance and try a few more products. So I am going to tell you the pastels I have heard horrible things about, but we're going to give it a shot here. So we're going to start with this like nude color right here. It's kind of a sheer nude. Let me get where you guys can see. So far so good. I like the color. It's not grainy at all, which sometimes with the sheer ones it tends to be a little grainy. Alright, so far so good. I can tolerate this. It's beating up okay. The color, this is a sheer color, so it really shouldn't marble anyway. But it's coming out alright. So that's that one. Let's try this pink. This is like one of those sheer pinks, so it's kind of a clear pink with like a raspberry tint. Let me get a bigger brush, because I don't want this is going to take me forever otherwise. So this is like that sheer raspberry kind of color. And like I said, it's beating up really well. It's not awful. This one is not marbling either. which you have the usual pink issue. So definitely use multiple beads to help blend that out. But so far, so good. I need a bigger table, I think. All right, now onto the grays. And, well, actually, let me grab one more of these dark colors just so we can, you know, get a fair... Think that's dark enough? I think that's probably dark enough. Let's try this one. And then we'll move on to the gray and the glitter. So, yeah. So I'm kind of excited about this. It's been a while since I tried, you know, like a lot of new acrylics. Like, you kind of find the stuff that you like and you stick with it. Because, like, I'm a fan of, like, Young Nails and the Glam Trap House. And now I absolutely love glitter bells. But, you know, I haven't tried other, you know, new things in a while. Okay, so I can tell you right now, this pigment is separating. This is really chalky. Like, very chalky. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm talking about, but it looks like wet chalk. And you can see how it kind of marbled right here. However, that's pretty typical for dark. So let me see, let's see if we can work around that. Oh, I dropped a little bit in there. I saved it, okay. So let's try it on this side. So with these dark colors, the pigment can separate, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about with the chalky texture here. It just looks like wet chalk or wet baby powder. And that's not cool. I don't like that. Just to give you guys kind of an idea of what I'm talking about. So a lot of times what you can do when it's like this is make the bead very dry, like drain the crap out of it, like I'm doing. And then try to work with it, which you shouldn't have to, absolutely not. Now you can see the difference in the color there when I drained it. But it's a lot more workable the drier it is. So it's behaving like normal acrylic. However, that color did separate. So definitely use drier beads if you're going to try this. Let me try it with a little clear. Because a lot of times with these super pigmented colors, if you mix them with a little bit of clear acrylic, that will help kind of situate the pigment and help disperse it a little better. So we're going to try that. Where's my lab spoon? Give me my lab spoon. Okay. So we'll just try a little bit and see if that makes any difference. But these colors are so dark and pigmented that's a risk that you take, or that's part of the risk. So let's see. Give me a little clear. If you're gonna do this, I would do no more than like half and half. And if it's still not workable, give up on it. But again, dry beads is the way to go with these darker ones. It seems to keep the color, the pigment underneath, as opposed to marbling it on top. All right, give me my little jar here. My chair is very squeaky today. I don't know if you guys can hear that. All right, let's try it again. So far, it's not trashing my brush, which I appreciate. Okay, you can kind of see how it doesn't have those spikes this time. And I didn't dry the bead out, but that seems to have solved some of the problem. It doesn't have that chalky texture anymore. And that's because it's mixed with, better acrylic, but I think any clear would work, and it's not marbling the way it was. So that one, the dark colors, it looks like you can just mix a little clear with, and that'll take care of it. However, that might change the color ratios, so you may need to, use a little more than you normally would, or, be prepared for just that color to be a little more sheer and not so opaque as it was. Let me show you the difference, what a difference it made in the color. But it definitely took care of that chalky problem. So kind of see, I did layer this quite a bit, but see, it's just a slightly more sheer, but still that chocolatey color. So, a little better. Let me get rid of that real quick. Okay, so far, the pink and nude ones are turning out okay. And I can try a couple more of those too, just to see if they're all like that. But let me finish out this dark set first. Oh, I don't remember what color that was. Oh, yep, it was this color. So we're just gonna pop that back in there. And I did notice the weight of the jars is accurate. However, they did leave room in the jars, which maybe they knew you would need to mix clear in it, but there is room to mix clear in with it if you need to, which for those darker colors I do suggest. Now let's try the gray and see if it was the same. See if it's the same, and if it is, we'll mix that with clear too. Yeah, see, we got the same issue up top with the like spiky pigment separation. Still pretty chalky, but not as bad as that other one was. So let's mix this one up too. But this one, it looks like you can just spread it out, and that helps a lot of it. The colors are so nice. Like it's kind of upsetting, like, because the colors are really nice. I wanted them to work really well. I will say the pinks and the nudes, like those are pretty good. Like, no issues there. And again, it's not really grainy, so it looks like they just didn't do well with their pigment. Like, they put too much, which that's what makes the color so nice, I guess. But doesn't really help if you're brand new and learning acrylic and you don't know that it's not supposed to be that way and you think you're doing something wrong. You know, that can be very upsetting for some people. Oh, oh, oh. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. All right, let's try this again. So we're going to experiment one more time with this one, and then we'll check them out side by side. Again, it fixed that spiky pigment issue, and I didn't drain this bead. Yeah, so it looks like just a little bit of clear in any of these will fix the issue. The dark ones. I don't know about the pastels. And let's check out the colors, see what it does to the colors side by side. I'm sorry if this is boring, guys. I like to tinker and experiment, and I think a lot of us are hesitant to spend a lot of money on high quality stuff when we're practicing, so we aim for the cheaper stuff, and it ends up causing us issues. So I think if there's a way to fix that without having to invest, 10 grand in a luxury acrylic line, let's figure out what that is, I mean, I think you should always invest in good stuff for yourself, but not everybody has that option. And some of us want to learn without having to spend 10 grand, and that's okay. So, didn't really marble that time. The color, like I said, it's a little more sheer. It has more of a purpley tint to it with the clear in it, but it's not chalky. So, this one you could maybe add a little less clear to, I think. But that's just a guess. So, all right, let's try this glitter. This glitter was also from the dark series. Oh, I keep doing that. Yeah, this glitter was also from the dark series. So, but that dark series had like a deep red. This one, like an orangish red. It had a black. Like, the colors are just so pretty. I don't know. And normally Beetles is at least consistent, so. But again, I only paid like $10 for 6 jars, so I really didn't expect top notch, Oh, well, that seems okay. That one's not chalky. I mean, it is glitter. You guys know about my glitter problem. If you guys have been on my channel for more than 3 minutes, you know about my glitter issue. But this seems to be working just fine. So, I'm not having an issue with that at all. The glitter works great. It's not chalky. There's not a lot of clear spots. It's laying down fine. Well, that's surprising. I guess I expected to have a little bit of trouble with it. But nope. Glitter lays down just great. And it's pretty. I like that. It's not really gold. It's kind of not really a brown. It's like a beige gold honey color. It's very pretty. Okay, next up, let's try these pastels. And I gotta tell you, I'm already terrified. But that's okay. If there's a way to work around it, we're gonna work around it. So I got a green and I think it's a purple, but the lid is very dark. Oh yeah, let me put these lids back on and get these out of the way. I like to clean as I go. And we are going to try some more of that nude set just to make sure that they're all as consistent as that one. Actually, let's do that right now before we move on to the pastels. I just want to make sure before I tell anybody that the nude pink set, which I will include the link to, because still it's like 10 bucks for 6 jars. They're still on sale. But before I tell people that, you know, those are good to work with, I want to make sure it's all of them. So this is another nude, and I can't tell if that's clear or white, but I'll let you know. So this is like, kind of like a cover nude, a little pinky. But yeah, no marbling, that one's laying down just fine. Oop, I got glitter. I got glitter on it. Man. That's okay. Anyway, that one laid down just fine. Let me get that glitter off of there. Actually, that glitter's kind of pretty with it. I'm a little scatterbrained today, guys. I'm excited. I have surgery next week, so I'm like getting ready for that. So I'm recording a bunch, so I'll have something to do while I'm in bed, and so I'm kind of all over the place today. But yeah, so this color is just fine. Again, now let's see. I think there was a clear and a white, so I'm not sure what this one is. I didn't check. Oh, that's white. Okay. Again, it's white, and white is difficult on a good day. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, so not chalky. That's weird. I expected the white to be problematic because it's problematic in every brand. Huh, well, that's a nice surprise. That's very smooth. It laid down very smooth. It's polymerizing just right. It's not very chalky. That's cool. Alright, so the white is good out of that set too. And like I said, I will include the link for these because this one is a good base set to have. It's got your cover colors, your pinks, your nudes, your sheers, your whites. So this is a good starter set for anybody. And it looks like all of the colors in that set are good. So, alright, now we can move on to the pastels. Ooh, I thought I knocked it over. Now we can move on to the pastels and see what that's about. Let me clear this up real quick. Like I said, I read some things about these, so we'll see. Let's give them a shot. Maybe it's not that bad, right? Oh, let's shake them up first. That makes a difference in these highly pigmented colors. Always mix them up before you start because the pigment can separate because the weight and the viscosity of the acrylic and the pigment is different. So it can separate in the jars, and then you get a brush full of pigment when you go to stick your brush in. So. Alright. I'm just flinging lids all over here. Okay. So let's try this. It's kind of like a spring pastel set. Okay. So super chalky again. That one didn't marble too bad, but it was very chalky. So I would think the clear would probably work with this too. Of course, we're gonna find out. Let's check out this purple, I think it is. And then we'll mix them up with some clear and see how they do. Okay, I can already tell that all of the pigment is on the outside. And when you go to lay it down, it's completely white on top. That's not okay. And again, super chalky. Oh wow. That's not good. I don't know if you guys can see the marble wings. I don't understand how chalk could marble, but it did. It's just like all of the white is on the outside and all. Okay, that's awful. Not good at all. I can't even get it off of there. Wait here, let me show you what I'm talking about. All of that pigment went straight to the outside of the bead. and none of it was in the center of the acrylic. So it all is underneath the acrylic. So it's just going to show white on top. That's weird. Let me try a yellow one and see if that's, maybe it's just the pink, because you know pinks tend to have some issues. So the green didn't seem to do that. So let's check this yellow out. This is going to be a long video, guys. I'm sorry. Actually, no, it's not. We're about done. We're going to mix these with clear, the pastels, and see how they work. Again, all of the yellow is on the outside. Well, not all of it. Oh, really chalky. And you can see it's marbling pretty badly. It's not, I mean, the yellow is, see how, like, it's very chalky, but it's still, at least this one's still yellow on this side. But again, all the pigment is underneath. So if that's the color you want it, that's fine. If you wanted it that color, that's not fine. So, I don't know. Maybe that's how it's supposed to do. Maybe the pigment is supposed to sink to the bottom. Because, like, they are pretty pastel colors. Like, you can see they're nice colors. But it did marble pretty oddly. Alright, let's mix it up and see. Let's clean out my lab jar here. That's what I'm going to call it. That's my lab jar and my lab spoon. Because I do this sometimes. Alright, so let's first try this. Let's see if we can fix that. Now, the issue with some pastels is that to make them that light color, they have to add white pigment in with the whatever the color pigment is. And when you do that, now you have two pigments fighting against the polymer, which causes issues. And those two pigments are also different viscosities, so they like to separate as well when they get wet, because the different colors are going to be different weights and viscosities. So, sorry, I'm getting kind of technical, but yeah, it's kind of like oil and water, basically. It's still doing it, so yeah, it completely did it again, even with clear. So I don't like that pink. That's a no. That's a fail. I really don't see a good way to work with that. But let's try it with the yellow and see if maybe that's any better. That pink's not gonna, that's not gonna happen. So I'm just mixing my colors all up here. So let's get a little yellow. Oh wait, I put it in the wrong thing. Hang on. Alright. Put it in the mixing jar. Da-da-da. I feel like a bartender again when I do this. I do like the green though. The green came out just fine. Like, no issues. Alright, let's see how this works now. Okay, that looks better. That's much better. That's like a whole different... I mean, obviously the color's a little lighter, but it didn't marble. Yeah, it didn't marble. It's not chalky at all. That's... I lost a hair on my brush. Okay, so it looks like it's just the pink. But you are going to have to mix clear with these. Where is that? Okay. That's a blue hair. That's not even mine. Wait, that is mine. My hair's blue this week. I'm sorry. That is my hair. Jumping all in my business. Okay, so not as bad. You can see most of the yellow is mixed in with it. So that one's not as bad. It looks like the pink is going to have trouble. So all in all, I'm going to say that the nude pink set came out really nice. Those came out with no issues, like all of them, even the white, which was strange, right? So the dark colors you do need to mix with clear because they are very chalky and they will marble on you. But it looked like when we mixed them with clear, they really didn't have an issue. The pastels, it looks like some of them can be mixed with clear, but it doesn't work for all of them. So that's a personal preference with you guys, what you're willing to to deal with, but like I said, I paid $30 for 24 jars of it, so some of it can be worked with, but just know if you have issues with it, it's not you, it's the acrylic. But if it's worth it to you, like I said, I do like the nude pink set. Those worked just fine for me, so with no issues at all. Not even just being forgiving, like I just didn't have any issues with those. So let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. If there's, you know, if you have any suggestions or tips as well for the other people watching, you can always comment and let them know if you know more than I do, because tons of people do. So, you know, do that. Also, we got our big giveaway coming up for the Young Nails core kit. I'm getting ready to do the shine giveaway here in the next day or two. Yeah, just thank you guys a lot. I've been having a lot of fun with this. I really appreciate all the interaction. It's been a really good time for me. So thank you guys so much.